People in Star Trek are always yelling, "Red alert, shields up!" But what are shields? Hey Trekkies, Christian Fox here with another video for you. Today, I want to talk all things shields. Shields, aka deflector shields, or sometimes called screens as in TOS, is the technology starships and space stations use to protect themselves from weapon fire or harmful space phenomena like radiation and ion storms. Basically, shields are a layer or layers of energetic distortion with a high concentration of gravitons which form around the protected object. The shields are generated by deflector dish such as the ship's navigational deflector or emitters along the hull. Shields can either form a bubble, yes, a bubble, around the protected object or conform to the specific object. It seems the Enterprise refit and Enterprise A uses the conforming shields based on the shield displays, but we don't actually see the shield impact effects in those films. Personally, I've always been confused by shields sometimes being a bubble and sometimes not, especially for the degenerations, completely forgetting that we've already seen the shield bubble in many episodes such as The Best of Both Worlds. Shields themselves are very strong and have been shown to take serious firepower. One example is the Enterprise refit surviving against one of V'ger's energy blasts, though just barely. Even so, successive hits can weaken shields to the point of failure. Shield strength is denoted by percentage with tactical officers yelling things like, "Shields at 60%! Starfleet ship shields, try saying that 5 times fast. Starfleet ship shields, 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 are divided into 6 sections. These are forward, port, aft, starboard, dorsal, and ventral. I assume it's the same for non-Federation ships such as the Klingon Bird of Prey, but I'm not positive. This means that ships can either reinforce specific sections or that ships can target specific sections. One important thing about shields is that they can sometimes prevent beaming. In TOS, the Enterprise couldn't beam people up while shields were raised, but Voyager somehow did this all the time. I'm not sure if it was just an error or if the tech really improved that much. In addition to being fired upon by standard weapons, shields were weak against solar flares, and Federation ships were very weak against the Dominion, well, at least for a while. Shields could also be breached by weapons with a matching frequency. Just ask Geordi, who accidentally destroyed the Enterprise D by glancing at a panel with the ship's shield frequency on it. A frequency of 257.4. Adjust our weapons to match. 257.4. Or whatever she says. The odd thing about Star Trek shields, which is really never explained on screen, is that the shields themselves don't seem to actually stop weapons from hitting the ship's hull. They just simply seem to weaken the attack, minimizing the damage. Now, this might explain why consoles are always exploding in people's faces and sparks are always flying everywhere, even when shield strength is very, very high. Again, never really explained on screen, but something to think about. On a side note, I've always loved the shield that Atlantis has in Stargate Atlantis because of how strong it actually is. Literally, nothing can breach it as long as they have enough ZPMs. Man, I would love a world where I could also run a Yelling About Stargate channel and still make enough videos for this one. But right now, just too many things going on. One bonus thing about shields is that they can even be extended around something else. In Voyager extended its shields around the less powerful and significantly more damaged Equinox. The only downside is that the shields are a little weaker when extended. Throughout Trek, we've seen many different types of shields, such as multiphasic shields, whatever that is. Actually, it's a type of shielding that can allow a ship to fly into a star's corona. Regenerative shields, polarized hull plating, as seen in Enterprise, and of course, ablative armor. Ablative armor is used by the Defiant in DS9 and future Admiral Janeway outfitted Voyager with future ablative armor via the ablative armor generator. Shields in Trek are mostly used by ships and space stations and sometimes the occasional planet, but they can also be used by homes like Riker and Troy's home in Picard, and even by individuals like individual Borg drones. Why Starfleet doesn't use portable shield emitters for its officers is beyond me, but that is a video for a different time. But what about when a ship wants to fight back?